We've got 98 different kinds of bee in Ireland, and it's really important that we have all those 98 to carry out that really important pollination work. But unfortunately, bees are in trouble. And we know that of those 98, 1/3 are threatened with extinction from Ireland. So that's a huge problem. And really the reason why bees are in such trouble, there's 3 reasons. The first one is just there's not enough food for them to eat anymore. So there's not enough flowers in our parks, along our roadsides, on our farms, in our schools and in our gardens. The second reason is that there's just not enough safe places for them to nest anymore. Bumblebees need long grass, most solitary bees just need bare soil, but there's not enough safe places for them to nest anymore. And the third reason is that we use chemicals that can be harmful to bees. So sometimes farmers will spray their crops, and also we spray weeds. We call them weeds, but to be honest, they're really bee food. They're really plants that are food for bees. And there's one plant that is particularly important, and grown-ups hate it, and that is dandelion. But dandelion is one of the most important plants that there are for bees. So it's not a weed, it's bee food. Dandelions in spring are one of the most important food plants that there are for bees. But we've started tidying up our countryside and our roadsides and our schools and our gardens a lot, and don't let those plants grow anymore. But we need to change if we want to help bees. As grown-ups, we've realised that there's a problem with our bees. We know 1/3 of them are threatened with extinction. That's a big problem. We want them to be there to pollinate our crops and our fruit and vegetables for us, but also for you and for your children and your grandchildren someday. So we have to do something. And as grown-ups, we came together and put together a plan, and it's called the All Ireland Pollinator Plan. But it takes all of us. It takes me in my garden, here at my work, and it takes you at your school and in your garden to help. And with the All Ireland Pollinator Plan, we know that if everyone just did a wee bit to help, then we could solve this problem and there'd be lots of bees in Ireland again. If you want to help bees, I think there are 5 things that you can do. The first one is don't be scared of bees. They're not scary. Secondly is have a look at the Junior All Ireland Pollinator Plan, and that tells you all about pollination, all about why bees are so important and what you could do in your school or garden. So you can download that for free from the website. So you should have a look at that, maybe with your teacher or grown-up at home. Also, we have this special guide that we've written for grown-ups, and it tells you what you can do in your garden to help bees. So it tells you how you can provide food, maybe nesting areas for bees in your garden. Third thing that you could do to help bees is make sure to plant a tree or a shrub that flowers in spring. That's really important. We know that's when our bees come out of hibernation. They need a huge number of flowers to get enough energy. The fourth thing you could do is if you've got grass in your school, in the yard, or maybe in your garden at home, you could just not mow it so often, or ask the grown-up not to cut it so often. Sometimes we say, don't mow, let it grow. And if you don't cut the grass so often, what that means is that other flowers, things like dandelion in spring or clover, and those are really important sources of food for bees. The fifth thing that you could do then is to have a bee-friendly flower bed, either at home or in the school. And that's just where you would plant flowers in that flower bed to provide food for bees, lots of things that they love, so things that have lots of pollen and lots of nectar. You could also put some fruit and vegetables in there that you could use yourself. So if every school in Ireland did even just some of those actions, we could save our bees. And I know that when you're grown-ups, you're going to take much better care of bees than we have. And I know that if I came back when you're all grown-ups, there'll be lots of bees buzzing around our whole countryside carrying out their important work.